Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content. J-Mac, Baker Mayfield and I are frenemies. And I told you I offered him a podcast on my little company a couple years ago. He said, no, that's okay. But I don't hold grudges. Thankfully, Baker doesn't hold grudges. I would love to get him on the show, but was that fun to watch last night or what?
Not if you were holding a Houston Texans ticket and expecting the win, but that's 2 weeks in a row. Baker's come through in the clutch, Colin.
Yeah,
he's good.
We've talked about this with the Bears, fit, coach, quarterback. And Baker Mayfield is a great illustration of what fit means. So think about Baker Mayfield, gets drafted, goes to Cleveland. Chip on his shoulder out of Oklahoma, a little bit of an attitude. And then he deals with Hugh Jackson and his ego and Greg Williams and his ego. And he's got John Dorsey, the former player, the GM, his ego, and the impulsive owner. Oh, boy. It was a tinderbox, and Baker Mayfield in Cleveland was the spark. Even the media in Cleveland has a chip on their shoulder for years and years of losing. Then it wasn't until Kevin Stefanski showed up in Cleveland, Ivy League, cerebral, understated. Baker goes 11-5, gets into the playoffs, wins a game. But everything just didn't feel right there. Too many fires started by Baker, and those guys just, Andrew Barry, Stefanski said, we're going to start over. Easy to say now, but then at the time, it was just too much sparks, and you felt like you needed a fire extinguisher every 15 minutes for a press conference in Cleveland with Baker. Then he grows up, he bounces around, he ends up in Tampa. No ego with head coach Todd Bowles. Even keel GM, great one, Jason Light. The owners stay out of the business. The media in Tampa, they've got Super Bowls. They're not bitter. They're supportive. And there's no pressure. And in sleepy Tampa, Baker Mayfield, the last 2 weeks, first of all, he leads the NFL in passing touchdowns since he got to Tampa. Game-winning drives, last 2 weeks, he's been great. He doesn't have to battle the media. He doesn't have to battle Hugh Jackson or Greg Williams to win the room. He doesn't have to remake an organization. Tampa's always had players. They just could never get the quarterback right. Even his top receiver, Mike Evans, Emeka Egbuka, no ego, easygoing guys. Remember OBJ in Cleveland? The dad gets involved. They're releasing stuff to the media. It just didn't work. So Tampa is a perfect fit for Baker. It's always been a little sleepy. I worked there years ago, Ybor City, fun town. But, Miami gets all the glare down south and Atlanta up north. And Tampa just sits there and, it's got a older fan base and very loyal. And they kind of under the radar. And they've been dominating this division. They've always had talent, but they could never get the quarterback right. And they go Brady to Baker, and it's a perfect fit. It's, again, nobody in Tampa's got a chip on their shoulder. In Cleveland, the GM, the owner, the interim coach, the media, everybody had a chip on their shoulder. So it doesn't matter if it's sports or business or relationships. It's all about fit. And since he arrived in Tampa, he's got the most passing touchdowns. He's top 5 or 6 in everything else. That inner turmoil, it's gone. He's got a certain quiet resolve and confidence and peace about him. It is perfect. Remember when he signed there, it was a 1-year prove-it deal. That feels like a decade ago. This is his team, his town, his city, his locker room, his division. It feels perfect. And this is what we say about Chicago. Do the coach and the quarterback personality scheme fit? In Tampa, Todd Bowles, quiet, understated, no ego. He's had a couple different coordinators. They're all working. The GM is one of the best in the sport. The personnel is good. The owners stay away. The media is supportive. They didn't even play that well the first 2 weeks, and they're 2-0. Here's Baker.
It's good to see that we haven't even played close to our best ball in all 3 phases, and we're still finding ways to win on the road, and that's really important, is to not lose sight of that. We're finding ways to win, but also we do need to get things fixed. Some of these games can make it easier on ourselves and try and put teams away earlier, but this is a good team that we played, so we expected a hard-fought battle, but it's nice to be on the right side of it.
By the way, look at him. Look at him. He's handsome. He's happy. He's in great shape. If you can go on the road in the NFL, get a punt blocked, give up a huge return, not play particularly well, but you have a goal line stand, you get Baker the ball with a couple of minutes left, They're going to win this division again, and Baker's the reason why. Baker Mayfield finally found the perfect fit. Even when he got hurt here, when he got banged up his ankle, that didn't stay down too long. He wanted to get up and get chatty. That's Baker, and I'm here for it now. At least in Tampa, I am.
Well, I'm fired up to announce Hard Rock Bet as the Volume's new presenting sponsor. Everybody knows Hard Rock hotels and casinos are iconic for entertainment. Well, now the Hard Rock Bet app brings more energy and excitement than ever to the world of sports betting. What does it mean for you? Well, here at the Volume, you'll start to see us use Hard Rock Bet's lines when talking about the biggest games, college or pro. We'll give you all the crazy stats from Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, which is right there in the app. Plus, we'll be taking the show on the road, doing live broadcasts, meet and greets right from the Hard Rock properties down in Florida. The Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app's the only legal sportsbook whenever you're in Florida. It's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado, with more states coming soon. So right now is the perfect time to sign up. All you have to do is place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. That's $150 more for you to bet this football season. If you're in New Jersey, you can also hit the Hard Rock Bet Casino app. It has all the same casino games you'd play at one of their properties. All your favorite games from Atlantic City, practically everything you want to bet across every sport, all in the same top-rated, nearly 5-star app. So head over, sign up today, join us as we get this party started with Hard Rock Bet, and roll with us all football season.
Okay, how about the Chargers beating the Raiders? So 20 games ago, it's hard to believe, 20 games ago, the Chargers were a mess. They had the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL. Here comes Harbaugh and defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. 20 games later, a few tweaks. It is the stickiest secondary in the league. It's the number 1 rated defense in the league. And once again, all Harbaugh teams look the same. Big, strong, physical. I mean, Geno Smith isn't great, but 0 for 10 on balls downfield and 3 picks. Geno's better than that. In 2 weeks against the Chiefs and the Raiders, opposing quarterbacks have a 61 passer rating, best in the league. I don't know if they'll be able to keep Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator. Justin Herbert feels like a perfect fit. Take out the playoff game. In the regular season, the 19 games he's played with Harbaugh, 3 picks. So they're a little bit like Philadelphia. They've got their star quarterback. They've got their offensive coach. Joe Alt has not surrendered a sack or even a pressure. They're just a big, massive, physical team, kind of the opposite of Miami. Miami hired an offensive coach. It's all flash, no steak. This is all substance. Tough and physical. I mean, Keenan Allen, 33 years old, still delivering on third down. So they just squeeze you. Herbert doesn't make any big mistakes. He'll make 1 or 2 huge throws. They are the opposite of the team that Jim Harbaugh took over. Powerful, predictable, physical. And it's why Justin Hurt, by the way, small-town Oregon kid. You don't get any ego. He just wants to win. He lives in L.A. and hides. We don't see him anywhere. He's super quiet. And it's just perfect for Harbaugh. Like Harbaugh would struggle with a quarterback that needed constant attention or needed validation. Herbert's very secure in who he is. And listen, the offense, it feels like they're probably a receiver shy. Ladd McConkey's their one. Quentin Johnson's their big play receiver. It feels like Keenan Allen's been the most valuable. Could they use another receiver? We don't know if Mario Hampton, Najee Harris. It's good. It hasn't been spectacular. But as Harbaugh said after the win over the Raiders, it is all about this defense.
Defense, guardians of victory today. I mean, they had our back, our front, our side. And it was just a tremendous defensive performance. The turnovers, 3 interceptions, the 4th down stops. I mean, incredible stop on the 20-play drive, over 11 minutes. We had the ball once in the third quarter. They had it once in the third quarter, and to stop them to 3 points there, and guys just playing like, it just meant everything to them.
And that's the thing with Harbaugh. It's not just the offensive stuff. Obviously, he's cleaned up Herbert, But this team is the opposite from the one he took over. And for years and years, the Chargers just didn't spend money on the head coach, right? They had some good coaches, but you always felt like, man, could they just go out and spend the big boy money? Well, they have, and this is what you get. This is what you get. If you're going to hire Urban Meyer to run your college football team, or Nick Saban to run your college football team, or you hire Jim Harbaugh to coach your NFL team, or Andy Reid to coach your NFL team, it's not just about changing the plays. It's changing the culture, an eye for personnel. I don't know. They were missing a defensive back last night. And again, we all know Geno Smith's probably the 15th best quarterback in the league. 0 for 10 throwing balls downfield. I mean, that defense was everywhere. There's just no space, no blown coverages. Khalil Mack's banged up. He'll be back before the end of the season. But J-Mac, you had to be impressed. I thought it was going to be a closer game. But it is interesting. In his first draft, Harbaugh went and spent, 2 fifth-round picks. He went and got a couple of cornerbacks, obviously, that he had recruited or played against in Michigan. They both hit. So it's just, I look at him, how good is their personnel? It's good. But when you lead the NFL the last 20 games in defense, a lot of that is culture and coaching.
I totally agree. The Jesse Minter stuff, he's going to be a hot commodity. That defense, they got a lot of no-name dudes out there. And Khalil Mack went down. I was like, oh, wow, Raiders are going to have a shot here. They couldn't do anything. Just a quick note on Harbaugh. Colin, remember last week I was bemoaning the Chiefs. They look like the same team the last few years. They haven't changed or reinvented themselves. I watched the Chargers last year. They were doing heavy sets, a lot of 2 tight ends. Yeah. They were throwing to guys like Will Dissly, Stone Smart, random tight ends. This year, wide receivers. And it's Keenan Allen, who looks so good. By the way, he was available on the market for like 2 months. Anybody could have gone and got Keenan Allen. Well, and the Chargers pick him up.
We talk about fit. He was in Chicago, didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He comes back to the Chargers with Justin Herbert, and he's fantastic. Yeah. So he's a guy that's 33, multiple surgeries. He remains, I would say, Mike Evans in the NFC, Keenan Allen in the AFC, have been these all-time great third down, big play, red zone wide receiver. He's a tough matchup. Yeah. He doesn't run particularly well, not as well as he used to. But again, with this offense, they got the twitchy guy in Ladd McConkey. They've got the over-the-top guy in Quentin Johnson. And then they've got the dependable third down guy in Keenan Allen. So everybody on their receiving core has a role. It's not the fastest or the deepest, but everybody's got a third down guy, a quick slot guy, an over-the-top big guy, and Herbert delivers to all of them.
I know we're going to do the herd hierarchy in 45 minutes, but Colin, you look at the AFC. It kind of sort of feels like Baltimore and Buffalo at the top, and the Chargers are right there. I don't know who's better than them in the AFC right now.
Well, here's the thing. They have a much better defense than Buffalo and Baltimore. Yeah. No question. Now, they don't have the explosiveness on offense of those two teams, right? But I would say they have arguably the best coach of it and the best defense. That you can't dispute.